The United States of America is known as the land of the free and home of the brave. America has come to symbolize freedom throughout the world. People from all nations and from all walks of life have called America their home. America has welcomed them with open arms. Indeed, the famed Statue of Liberty is the embodiment of the fulfillment of this dream. In New York's public education system alone, its student body represents 145 countries of the world. The United States is also a very spiritual country, allowing freedom of worship to its citizens. Indeed, religion has traditionally played a large role in American society. Many of the original European colonists came to America for religious reasons. Religion still has a major influence on American politics and culture, even more so than in other industrialized nations. We now invite you to listen to the following discussion with Supreme Master Chinghai entitled Learning How to Love, spoken to our association members in New Jersey, United States on June 24th and 25th, 1992.
We both have negative and positive inside. But we only use the negative when necessary. Not that I say cannot use it. Understand? Because if a negativity or negative power, when you use it in the right place, is very good, very good. Understand? Just like your children at home. You always being positive to them, encouraging them and loving them and tell them all the good things. But when they are too naughty, or when they try to be stubborn and not, obedient enough and doing wrong things or harming others people or neighbor, then you have to use a so-called negative. Negative attitude. But actually, in that case, it is positive. You understand? Because you have to scold them. Or maybe punish them lightly, like they have to kneel or they have to stay at home when you go out and things like that. Yeah? Cut down some of their enjoyment or pocket money or whatever. You understand? This look like negative because how can you say, parents supposed to be always loving, forgiving and smooth and soft talking, how can punish children? But they deserve it. They have to be. Understand? Otherwise they cannot turn into positive. And that is when negative power comes into useful purpose. Don't say always negative cannot use or positive have to use all the time. If you use positive power or positive attitude in the wrong way, it's negative. It becomes negative. Understand? Yes. For example, if your child is very naughty, he goes out, you give him everything already, but he tried to go out to steal just for fun, or just because he associate with bad guys, yeah? Or he get the drug and things like that, or go out and break people's car, and you tell him and he doesn't change, and you still keep awarding him and loving him and forgiving him, then you are negative. Then your attitude is negative. Then you are spoiling him, you're harming his future. Because one day the police will catch him, or the neighbor will catch him, or another strong guy will hit him, and he break his bones, and break everything of his future, and break your heart as well. Understand? In that case, your positive attitude is absolutely negative. Worse than the supposed to be negative. Understand? Yeah. So we have to understand this yin-yang nature and make use of both accordingly. Not to dislike one and cling to the other, but to know how to use them. And that's the art of living. That is wisdom. Otherwise, how else can we survive in this world and to take care of ourselves and take care of our loving people? Understand? It has to be some limit. So now, the same with me, huh? So you don't always expect me to give you candies and smile all the time. I have to do some of my negative work and turn them into positive. And turn these negative people into positive. Huh? Otherwise you never grow up. Understand? Many of you are adult, look like. Outside, big, tall, fat, but inside, like a small boy and small girl. Not responsible for yourselves and not responsible for anything else. Understand? It's not possible. So sometimes I tell the monk also, if the monk he comes here and he thinks he come here, became a monk, so everybody has the duty to serve him. And then he cut off all his ties with the world and then he finished. Then he doesn't have to be in the center. Understand? He can go to Himalaya, find a cave. Yeah, and snatch the food with the monkeys. Then he has no problem. He doesn't have responsibility. But when he stay in a good place, you understand? When people take care of the place, then he has to share the responsibility. Even though there's nothing else he has to do. He doesn't have to earn the money, he doesn't have to pay the tax, he doesn't have to take care of the family. But these are small things that we have to take care when we are around together. Understand? Even I have to do it. Not because I need to park my car up there. But since I am in this situation, since you came, I try to help you. I try to solve the problem that we are together here. Since I am with you here together, I try to help you. Understand? It's just like if I am in trouble, you might try to help me also. Not because you need it for yourself, but because we are together. You understand? You take my problem as your problem. And I take your problem as my problem because we are together. That is all. So we have to always feel joyful, if possible. If not, then just work and not to feel joyful. You can feel miserable, but work. Since we are together, we have to bear sometimes of the burden of each other, even though it is not for our sake. It's very difficult not to be responsible. Understand? It's all right to say to be a monk and then I don't need to do anything, I'm free. Yes, you are free. Because you have no wife, no kids, no telephone bill, no electricity, nothing. Everything is taken care of by master even. Yeah? You don't need to do anything at all. Just something inside the center, right? Just not so much work really. They have some work, but it's not the way we work outside. Not that you have to show up at 8 o'clock and go out at 5. And no more, no less. Yeah? And not that you have to wait until Saturday you get off. It's all right when you don't feel well, you don't work, it's okay. But try to find some work to do and cooperate with each other. That's what I teach my monk also. Because many of them outside had illusion of a monkhood. They think they just come inside and find a room and then just go around with a rosary. Very romantic, they think that way. And then get enlightened every step. It's okay. If you are too close to enlightenment, you don't see it. So we have to also work around it, Even though gold dust is very precious, but when you put it next to the eyes, it blurs your vision. Understand? It's not supposed to put so close. So don't just come here and think, I have to get enlightenment. I must get enlightenment. I don't cook, I don't cut grasses, I don't see people all the way. I cannot get enlightenment, Cannot do that. You get enlightenment anyhow. If you meditate. And just be an ordinary person. Just do your work, do what you have to do and meditate. The amount that prescribed at least. And that's it. And you get enlightenment anyhow. Even though we are very hungry. But it doesn't mean we sit and eat all day. You understand? Doesn't matter how hungry you are. You eat a certain amount only, you have to do other things, right? And even digest it. and eliminate it in order to get new one. So the energies we eat from food or the spiritual blessing we get from meditation, we have to let it flow out. Understand? And renew every day. Otherwise, we don't grow. If the child drink 2 bottles of milk, say 2 liters even, and then he stop there, say that's it, keep it, If I exercise, if I play, the milk will get digested and all the energy will be gone, and then, that's a waste of the 2 liters of milk, It's not correct. He has to play because he gets energy from milk, but then he has to drink again milk, and then he can play, and then by exercising, by drinking, by playing, he grow up. Understand? The same with spiritual issue. We have to let it flow out. And also with food, because we eat, we have to digest them, and we also use some of our muscle energy. That's how we keep our body and mind in a good condition. Because people say an idle mind is the devil's workshop. If you're idle, you think a lot of bad things, and you're fearful of everything. And your mind is gone kaput, finished. Because you're not used to it thinking, not used to it adjusting, not used to it judging how to work, understand? How to measure things by just looking. Your mind is not sharp when you're not use it. You understand? So you have to use it every day. If you don't want to train your hands, your feet, and your mind, who's the fault? Your own. Even if we want to drive car well, we also have to practice every day, right? If we want to play tennis well, have to practice. You know how many hours a day a pianist practice? At least 6 hours. 6 hours, 8 hours. And I knew one guy in Taiwan. He is a master of Tai Chi Chuan, a kind of martial art. Before he met me, before he became, master of martial art, he practiced 13 hours a day. Walking, sleeping, eating, everywhere. Even when the friends are talking with him, he is doing his things. At the same time, people used to think he's crazy. Yeah. Fancy talking to his girlfriend and just, moving his fingers and feet all over places. In the wrong places. Yeah, nobody be able to talk to him before very long. Because even if you talk to him, he's just moving around, in his circle and his hands and all that, and people thought he was crazy, but it wasn't true. He was too serious, he was very serious. When he learned something, he wanted to learn it to the end. No wonder he was good at that, except his master and another one. He's excellent for what he had learned. Of course, they were a little bit higher level than that. And now after he got initiation, he knew what is a better martial art. So he didn't practice 30 hours a day now, but he meditate maybe 13 hours a day. I don't know. This guy is dead serious. Oh, and he was all hand and feet for this business. Every Sunday he would wait for me to come down just to protect me. Yes. Because too many people want to grasp here, grasp there. And so he thinks people are too rough, So he tried to protect me. Every Sunday, keep waiting down there, together with other people. And he came every morning, very early, before about 5 o'clock. Rain or shine, just to teach some of our people martial art. Just to keep exercising for the body, because also it's good for them. It's kind of exercising. When I tell them to go get up and exercise in the morning, they don't do it. But when I say, we have to learn martial art, then they do it. I think it is something better than exercise. So, yes, so they get up and do it. Anyhow, we have to understand The more we work, the more the sharper our mind become, and the more clever we become. I have experienced this. Many people who have not been very highly educated, who are my disciples, the one who work very close to me. Some of them are not highly educated, but they has been working since a little bit younger age, maybe due to family circumstances or financial background, since they drop out of high school, or they have to work and earn their high school degree at the same time. I saw them excellent in many fields, very intelligent, very easy to teach, and easy to be around with. That's why most of people who are around with me are the one without academy. Understand? Many of the academic person cannot get around with me because they're so clumsy. They cannot understand what I'm talking about. Even if they do, they don't know how to put it into practice. I have such rich experience about this. That if anyone come and try to impress me with his university degree, I just shake my body and left. Very hard. You understand? They try to talk a lot and reason a lot and plan a lot, and they exhaust, no more energy. Just like Tolstoy. He think a lot about leaving home. He think, and at last he wrote a letter, and then that's it. All his energy about leaving is gone. So he never left. He wrote a letter to his wife, and then he never left home. That's the end of his energy. But the people who work hard since young age, or who try to work hard even, whenever they can, they're more clever, sharp, and very fast, very clear-sighted. Because just like they practice very, very long time, you understand? So practice make masters, because most of the job are similar, and most of circumstance you can judge if you are so used to with diversity. You understand? I also have this experience. Also because since I was young, I love to work. You understand? I love to be of help. We have servants in the house, but I always iron my own clothes and wash my own clothes, and even take water for my parents to take bath, and cook tea for my father. Yeah. Sometimes learn to cook food and all that. Understand? And I sometimes take care and help the servants voluntarily. We have about 3-4 servants at a time. No need for me to work, but I always like to work. And probably that's why I'm good at many things, just because I'm used to it, adjustment, Just for example, if you do something a long time, sometimes you don't need to measure it, You just look and you know how much it needed, right? It's very fast. And the same with many other things. The more you use your brain, the more it will become alert and intelligent. Otherwise, you just become more and more stupid, and then you regress into stone or tree. Yeah, that's how people regress. So don't ask me how can people become animal or become regressing into a lower state nature of life. They make it that way. They make themselves that way. You understand? There was a story about a man in China, in Taiwan. He's a kind of medium. He can go to hell or go to heaven, supposedly. Yeah, but that is also happened. And then so one time he went to check around. There is supposed to be a master who took him around, and that man is very pure from childhood. He eat vegetarian and he never married and so, and he meditates. Yeah, and that man he knew also about me. When I first got famous in Taiwan and appeared in the public, and he also came